Hey there, folks. In this episode, a salesperson refers to Robach as my wife, and I do not correct her. Also, are we really the only ones who fell for it when Verbo said, you get the whole place to yourself? Also in this episode, expect a new salacious headline about the two of us any moment now, and a swollen face, black eyes, and dry heaving. It has been a rough few days for Amy Robach. And with that, welcome to this episode of Amy and T.J. Robes. We'll get
wow.
to your... What?
Wow. Well, is nothing sacred?
Is nothing sacred? Where did I come... I mean, anybody who's seen you the past few days, they've seen swollen eyes and black eyes. The dry heaving, maybe that, but none of that is incorrect, is
I
it?
sound like the most amazing companion ever. Who wouldn't want to be my boyfriend?
Sweetheart, we all go through it. We go through it. Everybody has ugly moments. Yours just happened in a really short time frame.
And they're voluntary for whatever reason.
Robes is fine, everybody, but we talked about it here, the vampire facial.
Yeah.
The vampire facial. We had to go back for another session, and this one, I have to say, baby, was...
worse.
I mean, the result, I'll say the results, but you came out looking...
like I had been in a couple rounds in the ring.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. You just can never predict how your face is going to react.
Explain what it is again.
So yes, they take out blood from my arm, just like you get an IV. They pull out blood. They spin my platelets around. That's about as...
Okay.
technical as I'm going to be able to get.
Okay.
And then they re-inject it in certain parts of your face where you would like rejuvenation. So the idea is that your own platelets, your own blood is just like rejuvenating, and the trauma, I guess, of getting it in there creates like collagen, all these things that are way above my actual knowledge of how your skin and body works. But I'm told that it's a rejuvenating process, and it's in lieu of doing like other things like fillers. I personally don't want to do that.
But to get the stuff where it needs to be around your eyes, they have to put needles, right?
Oh, there are lots of needles.
Okay,
yeah.
but you come out, you do. You have been very swollen the past several days, and you look like you have black eyes.
Right. So I've been wearing sunglasses everywhere.
Inside, folks, we were at a sports bar in the middle of the day. Oh, I don't even kind of remember where we were.
Yes.
But you wore the sunglasses in the restaurant.
But thankfully, I could still watch the soccer game, the Euro Cup. It was great. Still had a blast. But yes, I'm ready to take the sunglasses off. I took them off now. I think it's okay.
It's getting better.
It's better. It's better today.
But it's healing. But the other, I mentioned the dry heaving. We are in the middle of marathon training for Chicago. You've talked about this before. You too. You have some stomach issues sometimes with the coffee. You seem like you've corrected that. But when it gets too hot or too humid, we got issues.
Yeah. It was, I know.
That's how it sounded too.
I'm not good when it's humid out. So we had a long run this weekend, 7 miles.
Yep.
And I got...
We were supposed to have
a 7-miler this weekend. And I got 1.72 miles in, and I had to stop. And yes, I was off the side of the road, dry heaving. And then I was like, okay, I can do this. And I made it another 1.7 miles and had to stop, and finally said, babe, we're done. Like, we're not going to keep trying to do this. So I was like,
no, I said we were done.
You said we were done. I was like, I can just keep doing this. You're like, I can't. I'm not going to stop and start while you go off to the side of the road and make noises. And
what was the name of that trail? It was a beautiful new trail we were trying at this memorial park that had these old World War II planes. It was a beautiful setup. The weather was perfect that morning.
It was really humid. Did I mention? It wasn't as hot as it's been. We are in the middle of a heat wave, so we got up early. But the humidity for me just did me in, and I don't know. Again, I felt really bad, especially when you have a partner running with you. You know that they're stopping when you stop, and so I feel a little bit guilty. If it was just me, I would have probably quit even sooner and said I'm going to save that for tomorrow. But I'm going to get the 7 miles in, and you did wait for me, so we're going to try to get that in, and we will. It's just, it's a reminder. I always appreciate when I hear other people who, whether you're a runner or whatever thing you do, you're not always going to have easy runs. You're not always going to be in your best shape. You're going to have to stop sometimes. You're going to have to punt. You're going to have to wait till the next day. And I don't like thinking that I can't, but I also appreciate when other people are honest about these types of training for, a major event like a marathon. It's not easy. And it doesn't matter how many you've done. It's never easy. I don't find that somehow I get better when I'm running. It's just it's a part of conditioning, and part of a conditioning process is sometimes not doing well and having to stop.
But 1.72 miles, we just started.
I know. I'm not proud of it, but I'm going to be honest.
I'm teasing you there. I'm teasing you there. And it's no big deal. And I told you, do not push yourself. Do not push your body. Do not worry about me at all.
Right.
You're my running partner. We're out here for a run together. So if you're not finishing, I'm not finishing. And that's fine. But to your point, you got 5 or 6 marathons under your belt. And there are a lot of people who try to get into running, and 1 mile is too hard. Look, folks who've run 5 or 6 marathons, go out there sometimes and say, to hell with this, so the body doesn't work. So that's okay, folks. So take that. If you're out there running, take that as an inspiration to know you're not alone.
I couldn't get past 1.72 miles. So that happened. And that's just not something that I say very often, but it happened. And I will say, you stopped and said, wow, I was like having the best run
it was a
ever.
Great run.
And then I felt even worse because you were having the opposite experience. Which is rare too.
Does that mean to say that how great my run was going?
No, I was happy for you, and then I felt extra guilty. But it's okay.
Baby, it was fine, and we had a good time. We had a good weekend. We were out of town for the weekend. We ended up doing a little. Well, we got a Vrbo. We just wanted to get out of town for a couple of days and get away. Now, Vrbo. Everybody's familiar with Vrbo, Airbnb. People use them all the time. Vrbo had a whole campaign, right, about comparing themselves to, I think, Airbnb.
I think so.
To a certain degree, saying you get the whole place to yourself.
Which we've laughed at.
Yes.
Like, versus what?
Versus what? You're supposed to. That's the point. That's why I didn't go to a hotel.
That's why I'm renting a house.
Yes.
So I can have the whole place to myself.
But the other thing they had was called Only Your People. Right? That was the whole big campaign saying that you rented this place, they're only your people that are going to be there. So, Rose and I, we put the top down, we hit the road. You couldn't see two happier people. Going down the road trying to get to this place.
Even in the traffic, we were just happy to be out of town,
So
right?
we finally, a couple hours drive, and we pulling up to this Airbnb, and we're coming up on the water. We nailed it. This is going to be great. We pull up to the parking lot, to the driveway, to pull into the place, and we see 4 people sitting outside on this deck, music blaring as we pull in to the place that we're going to be staying.
Correct. And we knew it was a bungalow off of the main house, but I had said to them, definitely want to make sure that we've got privacy. Of course. We were not a bungalow. It was connected to the house. Like, we were in a part of the house, basically. And to make matters worse, when we got up into the bungalow, their house looked directly into our bungalow. So they were not putting their blinds up. There was no separation. And they said, don't worry, you have the whole backyard to ourselves.
Which was beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Didn't use it one damn time.
Because they looked onto us. It was like we were in a fishbowl, and the people who were in the main house just got to look at us, and that would be their sport. Like, we were their Netflix, basically. I was like, how is this possible? So here we have this gorgeous view, and we have to close the curtains, and then we remembered the Vrbo campaign, and we thought, well, this is maybe perhaps what they were trying to combat against. But we got stuck into a situation where we were absolutely, totally uncomfortable in the place we were staying.
It felt to me like you go home to visit your parents and you're staying maybe in the other bedroom or another part of the house, and you got to kind of be quiet. I felt like the whole time we were there that somebody was watching us. We had to be careful. It was a horrible experience, to be quite honest.
Yes.
But for us, you and I, we are used to making lemonade, and we had a good time. We're always going to have a good time together, but it was a wild disappointment to show up to that Vrbo, and there was a white family of 5 there with us.
Staring at us the entire time. And so, yes, we never once used the hot tub. Mm-hmm. We never once used the fire pit. We never once used the outdoor shower. I was like, that's hilarious. They were actually putting that on the list as things, for you to be able to enjoy, like all of these great extras. Do you think I'm going to go into that outdoor shower with their like actual windows looking directly over it? It was hilarious. I don't know how that happened. We did make the best of it, but basically we made the best of it by not being at the Vrbo that we actually hoped to relax and not do anything. We ended up going to the outlet mall.
You were surprised I'm an outlet mall guy.
I forget
I love it.
that you love outlet malls. So
outlet
we
mall.
passed by it on the way to the run that didn't really happen. And you said, oh my gosh, look, Tanger Outlets. Would you want to go? And I was just actually thinking, he's not going to want to go. So I was like, nah. And then I remembered, wait, my guy
Your
likes
guy.
outlet malls.
He's an outlet mall guy.
So he said, are you sure you don't want to go? Because I'd like to go. I was like, wait, 100% let's go.
Is that weird? Emma's laughing. That's weird that I like outlet malls. Why? Is that weird?
Don't knock it.
Oh
It
my
is
God,
an
love
amazing thing to have a boyfriend who likes to shop at an outlet mall. This is
love
the
outlet mall
fucking
shopping.
absolute first for me. So
Are you kidding?
we were able to take advantage of that.
Love it.
Oh, it's so
yes.
fun. And you were just going into stores. I was like, I didn't have to say, can we go here? You knew the stores I liked. We were walking in.
What were we there? 2 hours maybe?
Yeah.
I got one shirt.
That's true. But Sabine got a lot
Sabine
of
got
really
hooked
cute
up.
things. I
And
had
yes.
4 bags.
Yes. Are you wearing any of it?
I am.
Okay.
And Diamond here in the studio today told me she liked my white skirt. And I said, thanks. I got it at an outlet mall this weekend. My favorite.
So as we were shopping though at that outlet mall, which store? Oh, it was was it Theory?
It was.
What was the one where you were trying on all that stuff? And they were very helpful. They were very. Oh my God!
Why can't I think
it's
of it?
where
It wasn't
I got the shirt, the one shirt I got.
One shirt you got.
You tried on all those pants, the white pants that you didn't get. I had. Oh my God!
Why can't we think of the name
Are
of the
you
store?
kidding me? It was Theory. It wasn't Theory.
It was not Theory.
This is
We went to
embarrassing.
Theory, but this was the other one that we
sweetheart,
went
what
to,
is
and
this
now we can't
store?
think of it.
I can see it. I can see the shirt. I can see the
Oh, Rag and
salespeople.
Bone.
Rag and Bone.
Rag and Bone.
Okay, we were
just
Rag-
came
yes,
up with
yes,
it.
Yes,
Rag
yes.
and
It was
Bone.
Rag and Bone. So they were great to us, but they had the dressing rooms were lined up, just a plain curtain. And I go into one, and the lady's being really helpful. I'm in there changing, and I can hear her voice. She's saying, "Sir, are you all right?" And she's having a full conversation with me through the curtain to the point it almost got uncomfortable. And I thought she was going to come in. But she's hooting and hollering. She's been very, very nice, very helpful. You were 2 dressing rooms down. And she's done with me finally. She said, okay, I'm going to go check on your wife. I stick my head out. I didn't correct her. I just said, oh. Didn't answer her at all. And then later, we were checking out, and we were laughing. She said, you guys are so cute and all this. And she said, you guys boyfriend and girlfriend, or husband and wife? And my answer was?
Both. And I think they thought that we were husband and wife, and it was sweet that you were also saying, I'm your girlfriend too. Is she your wife or your girlfriend? And you said both. And they said, good answer. Way to couch it.
I didn't take it the way you just took it. You're right. They still think you're my wife, and
Right.
they thought the girlfriend part was the sweet part.
They thought it was sweet
They
that
were,
you
okay.
still consider me like your girlfriend, even though, yes, I'm the ball and chain. But that is how they were viewing it.
What's
But
the correct way to do? When she says, I'm going to go check on your wife, or are you boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife? What do you do with that? You're not supposed to correct somebody.
I wouldn't correct somebody, no, because I mean, I think we both said, I think a lot of folks, I mean, I would never take offense to that. That's an honest assumption at our age, where you have a thing. Have we talked about this?
That's
Charles
Chuck's
Barkley,
thing. That's
your
Chuck's
friend,
thing.
he said, when you're over a certain age,
You don't have boyfriend and girlfriend anymore. It's ridiculous. You sound silly if you're a 40-year-old woman talking about my boyfriend.
it does feel weird to be like, my boyfriend's coming, but I don't know what else to say.
It's his thing. You haven't heard him do this he does a whole bit about this. So the next time we're out, I'll have him get into it, and he will get on to you to the point you will want to go get married that night because he will make you feel silly for having a
Yeah,
boyfriend.
because I'm too old to have a boyfriend.
Yep.
And so that is where I'm sure they were coming from, that place. But it was fun still. And neither one of us corrected them.
No, it had a nice ring to it. I didn't mind it at all. But
I didn't either.
We were out of town in kind of in the Hamptons, that direction. But we were there because we wanted to get out of town. We wanted to get out of town because not just because of the heat, and it's been crazy hot here, and a lot of folks want a little relief, but we wanted to be able to relax and not be chased. We have had a couple of days, back-to-back days, in which we have been pursued and to the point of harassed by a couple of photographers, members of the paparazzi, I guess you could argue. And so with that, our idea was to get out of town. The verbal didn't work out necessarily, but that's all we say. We have seen plenty of times in our experience over the past year and a half that, yes, sometimes photographers or you go to an event, folks will be standing right outside the door waiting for you to walk out They're right there waiting, and they'll take your picture.
Yeah, they'll say your name. You'll say hi. You smile. You let them have their picture. You move on. That's part of life in the public eye. We get that.
We get it. This, though, we know something else is up and something is afoot when photographers are hiding. When they're chasing you and they're hiding, trying to make sure you do not see them, that is not honest, and that is, in our experience, has been when they're trying to get something compromising or something that even looks a little off, then they can attach whatever headline they want to a picture, and that is not in good faith, and that is why we wanted to get out of town, but it's also now why we're just waiting.
It's one of those things that we've learned the hard way the past year because, yes, when you have the clandestine photographers who don't want you to see them, who want to catch you doing something, whether it's having a look on your face or us not holding hands or our body language where we're walking a little further apart than we normally would have, but they want to catch you where they can then say, aha, we want to write this story and we can apply whatever story we want and use this picture to prove it. So they tail you for days trying to get you to do the thing or look a certain way that will bolster whatever it is they want to write. And the maddening thing about that is then, yes, you're kind of waiting for the shoe to drop. I mean, you're kind of waiting to see what is this headline going to be? What are they going to say? And it really can get in your head and create a lot of anxiety because you're waiting for something bad to happen because you know that they wouldn't be out there hiding if it was something positive.
Or just legit. Let's just say legit. It doesn't necessarily have to be positive for us.
Correct.
But if this is a legitimate story, they would call our people and say, we're about to write this. Can we get comment? We'd say yes or we say no. When we walk out and a guy is literally, okay, first of all, he's a little overweight to think he's going to hide behind a light pole. Okay, that pole is not wide enough for us to not be able to see you, homie. Sure enough, walking down, and he is got his iPhone out. He's trying to take video of us. I see his long lens. We cut through the park. He runs and gets ahead of us and is hiding behind a delivery truck once we get through the park. And so we have to circle back and turn around and do this and finally lose that guy. The other one really pissed me off.
Yeah.
Because we were having a nice dinner and a very important conversation at the time.
Yeah, we were having a conversation. We were sitting, and not even that well displayed outside. We were kind of tucked away. But sure enough, you saw, and we were having like a very important conversation. You saw a lens over the top of a vehicle. I have to say, I don't ever see any of this. I'm situationally unaware. I know it drives you crazy, but I'm amazed. Your head is always on a swivel, which is a tough thing to constantly have to do. You know, you're always a little bit on edge and a little bit on guard, but you saw it and you were like, we got to get up. And we had some help.
Oh my God. You know what?
We want to give credit.
We do want to give them credit. We were at the Roxy. It's, we can say downtown in Tribeca, the Roxy Hotel there that we love, and they know us, and we've been going there for a while. But we were sitting outside having the dinner. And yeah, if you can imagine this, folks, we can't show it to you, but just a truck, an SUV or something. And imagine the only thing you see in that parked SUV is a camera, long lens, sitting on top of it. You couldn't even see the photographer's body. And that's how he was trying to get the picture of us while we were sitting. And then we picked up, we went inside, and the guy, he was about 5'6". He had on a red polo shirt and a hat. And he moved and started hiding and dipping and everywhere. I could see him out the front door. And the folks at the Roxy, I just said, hey, you guys have another interest. Didn't say who we were or another exit. I didn't say who we were, nothing. I said, nah, I really don't have anything. They were nice. Moved on. The manager comes a little while later and tracks, I think, you down first. Tracks you down first and says what?
And says, I can get you guys out through the back door if that would help. And we just said, thank you so much. And so sure enough, we went through like a kitchen area and out where the employees go through, and we were able to get an Uber to pull right up and get out of there. And as we were leaving, I think you saw him still waiting for us to walk out. That's like the little victory in this. Like I don't know, it was hot. I don't know how long he had to wait. He probably could not understand where we went or why we didn't come back out, but we lost him, and then we got out of town the next day.
And we did. So, and again, folks, it's a part of it to a certain degree, but that's that kind of thing where they're hiding behind vehicles and trying to make sure they don't see you there and trying to that's just annoying, and it's difficult and it's frustrating, and it got us to get out of town. get a Verbo that that gave us the privacy we so desperately sought.
At least they didn't have long lenses over on the other side of the window. They didn't need it. We were right there on full display for them. I will say this is another way we made lemonade. It definitely pushed us to get out of the city, and we ended up having some fun experiences.
Yes, and great spot. I can't remember the name of the couple of spots. The one we sat outside on. I wanted to give them credit. They were wonderful, wonderful spots we went to, and everybody was great. But you make lemonade, and we made the best out of it. But we wanted to give you all a heads up because this is how it goes sometimes. Yeah. We're just waiting for whatever headline to come. I want everybody's help here as we close on this one thing, Robes. And Emma was talking about it a second ago, and maybe it's a woman thing. The phones. Okay?
Oh.
Why is it when you're with someone, why is it that people constantly are putting their phone in your face because they want you to see the TikTok video somebody just sent them? They want you to see the text message they just received. They want you to see this picture. They want you. And if you, as much as we're all on our phones and being just entertained, there's a lot of stuff. You might turn that phone around. Ooh, look, ooh, look, ooh, look. And between you and Sabine, an 11-year-old who is on her phone all the time, it's constant. On the left, she's putting it in my face to show me something from TikTok. On my right, you're showing me. I don't even know what you show me. You show me
I
your
show
phone
you stuff
so
from
much.
Instagram. I show you stuff. The girls are sending me stuff from from TikTok. But now Sabine and I actually would just show each other.
Good.
we're happy to receive.
But why? Why is that a thing, do you think, for so many? And why is it driving me so crazy?
It's driving you crazy. And you know what? It's funny. I know it drives you crazy. And somehow I still get all caught up in the excitement of wanting to show you something. I forget that it drives you crazy. But I think it's just, I think maybe it is a female thing because my daughters and I do it to each other. And we're like, look at this, look at this. And we were even talking here, you're surrounded by women in this room. And we were all laughing because we do it to each other. But I don't see men doing that to each other or to me. So I really do think it might be more of a female thing where we're connecting, we're sharing,
That's fair.
and you're just not that into it.
No, that's fair. It's fine. But yeah, I thought about it that way. I like going to dinner with my guys. We not once has Chuck ever picked up his phone and said, "Ooh, look at this video somebody just sent me."
Have you seen this cat? See, I mean, it's like, it's animal videos, it's children videos, I know. I do think, I hate to generalize, but I do think this is probably a woman thing.
Okay. Well,
mostly.
I get it. You're excited about something and you laugh, so you want everybody else to laugh and you want to, I get it.
It comes from a good place of wanting to bring someone else into the joy or the laughter or something that was silly. Like we have fall videos, like we have shared those. You did watch that one that Annalise sent me that you liked.
That one.
That was the one I remember you kind of were okay with watching.
Okay.
But I think you'd rather have me just put it up on the TV.
Okay. I will I need to make some kind of a deal with you here. If you will stop putting your phone in my face.
Okay.
I will happily take selfies with you.
Oh, that is something I can get behind because...
Give you one a day.
Okay. Well, we already had to discuss this. So every time we go somewhere, I want to document and I want to, and I'm not going to ask someone else to take our picture. So I want to do a selfie with him and it drives him crazy. So he'll pout, he'll make a face or you make a little pouty face.
You want to go pout.
You make a face that I can't actually enjoy
Use the picture. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry.
And then, or you hide your face or at the last minute, like you look like you're going to smile and you're going to participate with me, and then you just duck your head when the actual picture gets taken.
It's just so much.
So I have all these outtakes of all these pictures that are all not good because you sabotage them. So yes, and then eventually you usually do give me one.
Yeah.
But it's like it's an effort.
It's just turning on and off with a smile. It's a lot. And you about to talk about the guy? So
we're at the restaurant and we see this couple and you see she wants him to take a selfie with her. And I said, look, he's taking a selfie with her. And he does. He leans in and he smiles. She takes it. His smile turns into like an absolute like nothing face. 3 seconds or 1 second after the picture was taken. So then it was hilarious. I'm like, okay, clearly he doesn't like taking them either. Okay, fine. But we're about to go on vacation. And so I get one selfie a day. That's it. That's tough.
What's fair? What's fair though? It's so much. It's what's fair. We'll negotiate.
Okay, all right. But I feel like when
Is that a
you
girl
look,
thing too?
when you look back at the pictures, you like them. They're fun to reminisce and to see where we were and what we were like and what we were doing. Right?
I don't think I've taken a single selfie that I'm like, wow, that came out well. Like, wow, I'm glad I took that one. Not one.
Okay, but that's exciting that you're at least open to one a day.
But part of the agreement, you have to stop sticking the phone in my face every time.
That is something I can absolutely do.
All right, then.
All right, it's a deal.
All right. All right, folks. You know where to find us. You can see all of our selfies on our Instagram pages. But you can also find the show on our official show page at Amy and T.J. Podcast on Instagram. I think we got it this week. We got somewhere on this one, baby.
I love it. Progress.